It's time for round 8 of my Bank Box Battle Series for nickels. Hey everybody, it's Rob with RobFindsTreasure, and as you know, I like to do Bank Box Battle Series with both pennies and nickels, and this is round 8 of my nickel battle series. You'll recall Wells Fargo has just been obliterating the competition, taking 5 of the first 7 rounds, Chase taking 2, and B of A struggling. Now, B of A had a great box last time, but Wells Fargo did its thing once again. The overall leader, Wells Fargo, has 43.9 points per box, Chase at 37.2, and B of A at a measly 32.1. You'll also recall I did a nickel battle series against Robinhood Coins where I had my 3 B of A's versus his Oklahoma City Bank's B of A's, and those did not produce very well. So I'm super excited to get into a traditional hunt here, the 3 different banks, Chase, Wells Fargo, and B of A, to see if A, Wells Fargo can continue to kick some butt, Chase can make a nice comeback, or if B of A can build on their last good box and make a good showing. Now, I've already opened all the boxes except for the ones with the holes in it because I can see they're circulated. They're all circulated nickels, so we'll have a hunt for sure. The only thing I saw of note, and I say only, but it's a good thing, is a worn Buffalo nickel. I guess I'll pull it out because it's hard to see. Right here, we got a Buffalo Ender in this box. Again, it is heavily corroded. Might not get a date on it, but we already know we got a Buffalo. The other good news is I did something a little bit tricky this time. I decided to visit my 3 best nickel banks. This is a Chase bank that I used to get a ton of Buffalo nickels at. Haven't grabbed a box there in 4 months. Decided to go and grab a box there. This is the same Wells Fargo that has done well, so we didn't want to change that. This is a B of A branch that I scored a couple of Buffaloes at about a month ago. I went back there. So this battle, I'm hoping, is stacked with finds, but most importantly, stacked with fun. Let me clear this table off. We'll kick it off with the Chase box. All I did was pop the top and make sure they were circulated. I haven't really checked any enders on it besides the top row, and that's it. Come on, Chase. Give us a good start. Well, Chase is off to a quick start. We're on roll number 2. Roll number 1 had a 1958 Denver, so it'll score some points. Roll 2, I see a 4 in back here, and take a look at this, a 1939. Let's see if we've got a mint mark on this 1939. We don't. Do we have any doubling? We don't. Still a 30s nickel in the box. And in the same roll, looks like it might be a Canadian nickel. And it will be 1987. Off and running for Chase Bank. Roll number 11. Got our first 40s find of the box. 1941 out of Philadelphia. Find a lot of 50s as well. So off to a pretty good start. Roll 25, and I usually don't film my 50s finds. And it's a shame its condition is so terrible, but this is a 1955 Philadelphia, I believe. Let's take a look at the back. Yep. Well, could be something there. That could be a D, actually. Or an S. Might be hard to tell. It's so damaged. I think I see a mint mark there. It might be a 55 D or S. But for those that don't know, a semi-key date is a 1955 Philadelphia. I think based on the condition and that it might have a mint mark, we'll call it a 55 DRS for now and get back to the hunt. Roll number 30. Got another 40s nickel. This one, a 46 Philadelphia. Roll 31. Another 46 nickel out of Philly as well. Roll 32. I have to laugh. Yet another 46 nickel. And I believe this one's out of Philly, but there might be a mint mark. There is not. 3 rolls in a row with a 46 Philly. Roll 33. Another 40s nickel. This one's a 1941 out of Philly. And since I have you here, Might be a few other oldies back here. That's a 63. That's a 1948 Philadelphia. Roll number 35. And guess what? Another 1946 nickel out of Philly. Roll 38 is going to give us our second foreign. And it was almost an ender. Second one from the back. And we've got a 20 cents from Singapore, 1997. We'll take it. No 09s, but 2 foreigns. Roll 41, and guess what? Yet another 1946 out of Philly, Jefferson nickel. Roll 47, we have our second oldest nickel of the box, and it is a 1940 San Francisco. So we finished that box of Chase nickels, and you know what? No buffaloes, no silver, nothing really that great, but it had a lot of finds, so it's going to score a lot of points. We got 13 nickels in the 50s. We got 9 in the 40s, led by those 46s. 1 in the 30s, a 1939p, no DDR. We got 4 09s. They waited till roll 30 to start showing up, and then they showed up with 4 of them. Pretty crazy. And then 2 foreigns. On top of that, 3 nicer circulated nickels. I'll probably add to my collection. At the end of the day, I've already plugged it into the stat sheet by hand. 41 points. That's a pretty good box for Chase, and it is better than its average. So, it kicked us off in pretty good amount of point style, but not with any fashion points, if you will. Chase is done. We've got a Buffalo ender in this Wells Fargo. Let's get this box hunted. Roll number 11, slow box so far. We've got an 09 and a 59, but we've got a foreign, and this should be from Mexico. Los Estados Unidos Mexicano, $1, 2007. Roll number 17, and it is a slow box, mainly because we are finding a ton of 2019 Denver minted Jefferson nickels. That being said, I brought you back in because, once again, another Mexican peso, 2012. 2 in the same box. Early on, Wells Fargo is going to have to make up in quality what it might lack due to the 2019 Ds in quantity. Roll 21. We're going to have our third Mexican peso. It seems odd that I found 3 Mexican pesos in this second box of nickels. Is it some foreshadowing about what I'm going to find later on during this hunt? And I think that's a 1999. Unbelievable. Maybe 98. Roll 24. We finally got our first 40s nickel of the box. The 1947 Philadelphia. Roll 31. Sifting through the barrage of 2019 Denvers, we did find another 1940. And I believe this one is San Francisco. It is 1940 San Francisco. Roll 32 I had to do a double take on. It's chewed up, but it is a 1949 Philadelphia. We'll take it. It counts as points. Roll 34. Starting to find some 40s nickels. This one's a 1948 Philadelphia. Same roll. 1946 Philly. Roll 39. We're finally on the Buffalo ender. Might get a date on it. Might not. Let's open it and see if we have a date and if he has friends. Buffalo nickel ender. It's a type 2. I don't think it has a mint mark. Of course, it's damaged heavily there. And I'm not seeing a date. And judging by this coin's corrosion, in my experience, it's near impossible to pull dates off these, and it even has a rub mark right across where the date would be. Still, we got to try nickodating it. Again, I doubt I'll get a date, but let's go for it. As expected, Nicodate did very little on the back or the front to do anything to expose a date. Still counts as a buffalo nickel though. That's what happens in the corroded. We tried. Let's see if we can find some more now that we're finally finding some nickels. Same roll as the buffalo nickel, and while it's not an amazing find, it is a 51S. 1951S is a semi-key date. So that will definitely award us some bonus points for the slow box. Roll 46. Another 1946 out of Philly. So we finished that box of Wells Fargo nickels, and despite the low amount of finds, because of the semi-key date 51S and the buffalo and the good side finds, it ended with 46 points according to my math. If that sticks, it has beaten Chase once again. But we've got B of A to go, who is my worst bank for nickels, but you never know when the next big box is here. Let me clear off the finds and we'll get to opening this Bank of America box live. All right, we're ready to do a box opening. We know it's circulated by the holes on the bottom on the other side, but we didn't quite see any enders through the holes. Of course, it's hard to tell years when all you can see is a small part of the nickel. But let's see if we got anything on the top that's fancy schmancy. I don't see anything that says, I'm silver, I'm a buffalo, I'm a V-nickel. And I guess now's a good time to address the elephant in the room. I asked the question. I've only found 2 V-nickels in all of my hunts. Will I ever find a third? We can dream, we can hope, but we can certainly hunt. I'll start the hunt and I'll loop you guys in when I have my first find. Roll number 3, and we've got like a copper edge here. So it's either a nickel that's missing some plating or it's a foreign. It's going to be a foreign. And it's a Netherlands coin. 5 euro cents. Can't get mad at that. We'll take it. On the board with the first find. And it's a foreign. Roll 28 is going to give us our first of the 3-box hunt. And it's going to be a proof. It's a 2005 Ocean in View S proof. Can't get mad at that. It's scratched up pretty good, but it's most definitely a proof. It's a good find, and we'll take it. Very next roll. Something I hardly ever find. A 1958 proof struck in Philadelphia. Obviously a 1963 and earlier. Philadelphia handled all the proof strikes. San Francisco took over in 1968, but they did both proof and regular strikes. And in 1975, they exclusively went to just proof strikes. Don't see too many Philadelphia minted proof nickels. This is a 58. It's been heavily dinged up from circulation, but I will take it. And more importantly, that's 2 proofs in back-to-back rolls. Well, it took 33 rolls to get our first pre-50s nickel of the box. It's a 1941 Philadelphia. The box is producing some 50s and of course the 2 proof, so it's not like it's been a bad box, but nothing great and nothing old. That's our first oldie. Maybe the box will heat up now. Roll 45. Still no old finds, but we've got another foreign right here for sure. And this one's going to be wow, a little bit older than I expected. 1953, I believe 25 centavos from Los Estados Unidos Mexicanos. And I'm not very familiar with this one. It says Libertad on it. Let me do a little research and let you guys know what I find out. I couldn't remember, but this is when I realized it was likely silver, but I wanted to be certain before I said anything. As expected, and as I heard, that is actually a silver 25 centavos from Mexico. 1953. It's 30% silver, so a little bit less than a war nickel. But I had a feeling it was. I just wasn't quite certain. And sure enough, we got silver, foreign silver, in my nickel box where we're not having a hard time finding U.S. silver. To any extent, it is 38.144 million of these minted. And in this condition, it's worth a few bucks for sure. I'll take it. And I don't think I even have one from this year in my collection. So I will take it all day. Absolutely cool. 25 centavos, Libertad, 1953, from Los Estados Unidos Mexicanos. Beautiful. We got some silver. Roll 46. Got our second 40s nickel here, 1941, out of Philly. We'll add it to the collection. Roll 48, and B of A is trying to pull out a Hail Mary here at the end. They got a 1951, and sure enough, it's a 51S. And just like the other box, 51S is a semi-key date. I'll take that one. It's not in bad shape either. 1951S, semi-key, in the box. A few rolls left. Well, we finished the B of A box, and you know what? It's probably going to score a pretty good amount of points, and I'll tell you why. Now, we only got 10 coins from the 50s, albeit one a semi-key. Only 2 in the 40s and none from the 30s, so really slim pre-1950. But we eked out a couple of proof nickels, which will score good points. We got a couple of really nice older nickels. They won't score any points, but I'll add them to my collection. 3 2009s and 2 foreigns. And honestly, to be fair, I'm going to count this foreign as a U.S. war nickel because it does have the silver content, and awarding it just a few points is not good enough when you find silver. So we'll give it credit for being a foreign, and I'll credit it as being a war nickel so that it scores the silver content as well. I don't know if it's enough points to do anything major, but it did have some good quality of finds, albeit quantity was definitely low. Let me plug it in the stat sheet and see which bank won this round. I have plugged the stats into the stat sheet, and once again, Wells Fargo takes the round at 46 points. It was a pretty good round because even Chase scored a nice 41 points, and B of A had a good box at 40 points. Again, light on the Buffaloes and the War Nickels, and of course no V Nickels, but a good amount of other finds. I'm really sad for B of A because that was my favorite box. A couple of proofs, and I absolutely love my first find of this 25 centavos Mexican silver piece that I found coin roll hunting in a B of A box. It is beautiful. I love it. I wish they would have took the round with it, but they didn't. Still had another good box at 40 points. Made up some ground. However, with only 2 rounds left to go, it's going to be tough unless Wells Fargo has a couple of tankers. Still, it's why we coin roll hunt. Finding some good oldies like this one, I'll take that all day. It is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Hopefully you enjoyed this round of my Bank Battle Box Series with Nickels. If you did, I'd appreciate a thumbs up. And as always, everyone, happy hunting, and thanks for watching.